What's going on, guys? Winter Kills here. Welcome back to a brand new and updated Atlantean Mermail deck profile featuring the latest and greatest version of my going second non-Sekka variant of Mermails. Very little Link presence in this deck, as you guys know, following similar to the last profile, which I did about a month ago. Did a test hand about a week ago. If you want to check out that test hand video, you can find it at the end of the video in the last 20 seconds. It'll be a clickable thing on the screen if you want to check that out afterwards, sort of see how the deck operates. But the build is sort of in a stable position where I'm ready to give a profile for you guys, and I think going forward, I'll try to update about once a month because this is still one of our most popular decks on the channel, and I appreciate all the support around everything Mermail related. It's incredible to see still. But before we go any further, real quick shout out to our sponsor over at Imperium Duelist for providing some awesome sleeves like you see here, like I'm using on the main deck, and this beautiful cloth 2-player tour guide playmat printed on their King's Robe material. And I have to say that King's Robe is a very good way to describe it because it is so damn soft. And the artwork done here on the front and back is done by Tombox from MST TV, who did a fantastic job, knocked it out of the park 100%. So if you want to pick up one of these bad boys and some other beautiful 2-player cloth playmats, they don't only have this version, but they have the Millennium playmat, the Dragon Scale playmat, all those things. Very nice mats on their website. They also have dice available for pre-order as well, so if you want to check that out, feel free to, but let's go ahead and get into the profile. So to start, we have 3 Megalo, pretty much no-brainer. We've been playing this card for ages, since the beginning. Still running 3 Megalo. Then we have Triple Teus next. Same thing, Teus still proving to be one of the best cards in the entire deck's existence. And lastly, for Mermail is 1 Pike and 1 Abyss Gund. I didn't want to drop the Pike completely because I know in the past I've done double Gund, but the Pike does add a nice sort of change up in the fact that if you don't have any way to get to a Dragoon's effect and you open up Pike and Dragoons, it's just a search that you can get, grab a gun, grab a Sea Archiver or Marksman, which we'll get to later, and then you're sort of set up a little bit better than you were previously. So I do really like Pike in here, and I like the small and more condensed package of Mermail this time around. I know last time I was playing Dine and Lind, cut those sends because they just didn't really fit the bill for what this deck currently wants to do for how I want to play it, so I like that the way it is. For Atlanteans, triple Neptibus, 3 until it gets hit to any less than that. Card's fantastic. Triple Dragoons, of course. Then we have double Heavy Infantry and 1 Marksman. I love using infantry more and more for the additional normal summon, especially for Diva plays and plays with Gen X Ally Birdman. So many amazing things to do with that, and the Marksman always does come in clutch. Sometimes hitting set cards is nice, or just bringing out a level 3 off Diva for Synchro plays is cool as well. Then we have 2 copies of Aqua Spirit. The graveyard manipulation is great, especially when you do banish things for it. You can often get them back off of one of our Synchro monsters we play, which is Krishan, Quarry, and Gandrix, which we'll get to later. So not only does it graveyard manipulate, sets up later plays with that Synchro monster. It can also be Link fodder, it can be Ixie's fodder, it could be Synchro fodder, or just more damage at the end of the day. So Aqua Spirit, I love this card in here, and I think I'm going to continue to play it going forward. Then we have 1 Mooling Glacia, and I'm going to do these last few waters in descending order via level. Mooling Glacia, Sea Archiver, and Diva. These 2 are pretty much standard. But Sea Archiver, for those that don't know, basically, if a monster is normal or special summoned to a zone a Link monster points to, and that could be either on your opponent's field or yours, you can summon this card from your graveyard or hand, and then it gets banished when it leaves the field. So main uses for this is just Synchro plays. He's a level 3 that you can get on board really easily. Could be used for Link plays and things of that nature, or just use it to body block for if your opponent is trying to make some plays and you didn't have that much of a play to make. If they summon it to a zone Link monster pointed to, you can bring this out of grave. You can summon it out of your hand just to block for damage. It's got 2100 defense, which is not too bad at the end of the day. So that is it for those. Then we have 1 Gen X Ally Birdman, because again, the combos with Birdman and Diva are just like phenomenal. Like, I'll just pull it out real quick. I was able to actually pull this off like 2 times in our test hand video we did, so I recommend checking out if you haven't. Would definitely be very helpful to anyone who wanted to get to know this build. But you just go like Diva into Infantry, and then you summon Birdman by bouncing back the Diva, and then you just use it again, because Diva is not a hard once per turn whatsoever. And then you can summon out your Prince, and then you can just go off from there with all sorts of synchro plays, and just have fun. Essentially is what allows for lots of fun to be had with this variant. Lots of synchro plays to be had, and Birdman is just one of those ways to facilitate said synchro plays. And speaking of facilitating synchro plays, who could forget the beautiful Destrudo engine? And of course, complete with Mermail. This pesky little card that sometimes I seem to draw a little too much. But the amazing thing I love about the Destrudo engine when compared to a lot of other engines that we've played in here, mainly the Nimble and Undyne engine, is those engines really don't help too much for synchro plays like this engine does. And also, the Destrudo engine doesn't have a really terrible engine requirement that you're forced to play, like a controller or a beaver and a sunfish or Ronin Toadin. It's just, you draw it, you got something on field, summon it, and there you go, you're ready to synchro. The Mermail is sort of an added benefit if you do go for the Yazi. But that's why I love the Destrudo engine. It's very slim and compact, doesn't have a really bricky engine requirement, a Garnet if you will, and it can allow you to go into Mermail eventually through Yazi, which is amazing. And I just love this engine, and I love it every time. I love it more and more every time I play it and resolve it. Now we'll go into the spells, which consist of 3 Called by the Grave, of course standard. Not really much else to say about that. And then we have 2 copies of Moray of Greed. I still think 2 Moray is the way to go, just because 3 is a little too much, 1 isn't enough, and I don't really want to play Sekka, don't want to play Desires, and I think 2 Moray of Greed has been fantastic as of late. And this is a bit of a new choice for me, Twin Twister, but the way I see it, it literally can't hurt. Discarding cards here has always been nice, because you now have better discard targets for things like Destrudo, because he can summon himself out of the grave. Discard Sea Archiver, Gun can get its effect off Twin Twister. You always want to expect the unexpected, especially since we are going second deck. I wanted to give us a sort of a leg up against back row heavy deck, so Twin Twister in the main I have really liked. Double Instant Fusion, because we do play 2 Instant Fusion targets, and I wanted to be able to get to them a little bit easier. I could have played 1. I think 3 would be too much. I think 2 is a nice common ground there. Then we have some one-ofs consisting of 1-for-1, Monster Reborn, Foolish Burial, and Abyssgale the Mizuchi. No Soul Charge because I value the battle phase too much, and I think Monster Reborn is just a fine substitute for now. So feel free to just play Soul Charge if you like, but I value the battle phase, and especially since we're playing Destrudo, the life point situation, and with Instant Fusion too, I just didn't want to, take any more life points than I needed to. So that's it for the main deck. Now we'll go into the extra deck. Alright, so to start off the extra deck, we have our 2 Instant Fusion targets, which are Mud Dragon of the Swamp and Sea Monster of Theseus. These 2 cards are absolutely fantastic. Sea Monster Theseus obviously great just because it's instant fusionable out tuner, and Mud Dragon the Swamp does have the added protection. You can also be level 4 for rank 4s. Mainly, Mud Dragon is a free Destrudo target. They also just synchro fodder as well. But they're just all around, just love these 2 cards in here and haven't wanted to take them out since I started playing them. Then we have a Dweller, we have a Red Ice Flare, and a Gaios. I cut the Draco Sack for the Gaios just because I felt like Gaios is just a better going first option than Draco, and didn't really need the added extension plays of Draco Sack, and I felt like Gaio was just a better pick going around this time. Then for links, we only have 3 of them, just Mistar Boy, Link Rebo, and Decode Talker. Yeah, there's if you don't really like links, this is the deck for you because we don't really play that many links. We play 3 links. Mainly going into these, Decode Talker comes up a lot. Mainly because, I cut Unicorn for Decode Talker because I'm playing Bryanak now, and Bryanak in some cases is actually easier to get to than Unicorn was, and I also just like having the Decode Talker as an option. If I need to link climb out of a Mistar Boy, I have Decode Talker as an option to go into, and there's really not much else to say about that. And the fact that Decode Talker has 2 down arrows is better than the Unicorn only having the 1 down arrow, so that's one of the other reasons why I switched. Then we have our Synchros, which is the biggest amount extra deck monsters that we play. We have Tatsunoko, because this card just allows for a lot of really unique synchro plays using things from hand. Great card to use when you have Diva late game, or any late game synchro plays basically involving Diva. Great card. Bryanak, just incredible amounts of removal with this card. You can discard as many cards as you can, balance those same number of cards. Just extremely helpful card. I like this better than Coral Dragon going forward, basically because of the advantage it gives you in the Thunder Dragon matchup. It's just incredible. Gungnir, more removal, another level 7 option instead of Yazi. I didn't want to just play Yazi as my only level 7, so I went with Gungnir instead. Just because he's a water, you can trigger your Atlantean's effects. So very good for that, and looks very nice in DT. Then we have Yazi, just for the Mermail play, of course. The main play with Yazi, or main play with the Shudo, I should say. We have Trish, Krishan, Quarry, and Gandrix, and Leo, Keeper of the Sacred Trees, to round off the Synchros. Playing 3 ice barriers in here, not bad. The Krishan, Quarry, and Gandrix we talked about earlier basically requires 2 tuners and a non-tuner, and if he can banish cards on your opponent's graveyard or field up to the number of materials used for him, and oftentimes you're going to be just having 3 materials, because you get to banish 3 things from their field or grave. Field and or grave, I should say. And if he dies, you get to special something that is banished, any banished monster. So that's what I was talking about. The setup earlier with Aqua Spirit can be useful with him. It's just an all-around fantastic card. And surprisingly easy to go into with the Shudo and things of that nature. The 2-tuner requirement isn't really that hard to meet oftentimes. So that is it for the extra deck. And that is it for the profile. That's all I really have to say up to this point. Like I said, if you guys want to see the test hand video, it's going to be coming up shortly. At the end of the video, on the screen, you can click on it and take you right to the test hand video I did about a week ago, using pretty much like a 95% similar build. I'll probably do another one in the future, don't worry. And yeah, other profiles to look forward to, though, in the coming days is, let me get it right here, is a updated Spellbook deck profile, because I'm trying out this engine in it and it's been working fantastic. Updated Spellbooks, updated DDDs, some Photon Galaxy test hands, things of that nature. But yeah, hope you guys are enjoying the Mermail profile. Hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to check out the Premium Duelist if you haven't already. Pick some new sleeves up, some dice. Grab one of these beautiful playmats if you haven't already. This is by far my favorite of the 3 playmats that they have sent me. But yeah, that's going to do it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. And as always, Winterkill signing out. We'll see ya in the next one.